Are you feeling stuck in life, constantly searching for happiness and fulfillment? Have you ever considered that the key to finding inner peace may lie in accepting some painful truths? In this video, we'll explore 5 fundamental teachings of Buddhism that might challenge your beliefs and help you see the world in a new light. Step 1. Average human life. The first painful truth in Buddhism is the realization of the average human life. This truth encourages us to confront the impermanence of our existence and the inevitability of death. It is a truth that can be difficult to accept, as it challenges our desire for permanence and our fear of the unknown. However, it is also a truth that can bring us great wisdom and peace. In Buddhist teachings, life is often compared to a fleeting dream, a transient moment that is here today and gone tomorrow. This metaphor is not meant to diminish the value of life, but to highlight its preciousness. It reminds us that our time in this world is limited and that we should not waste it on trivial pursuits that do not contribute to our spiritual growth and happiness. The average human life is characterized by a series of stages, each with its own challenges and opportunities. These stages include birth, childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and old age. Each stage is a temporary phase, a stepping stone in our journey towards death. Understanding this can help us to appreciate the present moment and to live each stage of our life to the fullest. Birth is the first stage of the average human life. It is a miraculous event that marks the beginning of our journey in this world. However, it is also a reminder of our mortality. From the moment we are born, we are moving towards death. This realization can be painful, but it can also inspire us to make the most of our time in this world. Childhood is the second stage of the average human life. It is a time of innocence, curiosity, and learning. However, it is also a time of dependence and vulnerability. As children, we rely on others for our survival and well-being. This realization can be painful, but it can also teach us the importance of compassion and interdependence. Adolescence is the third stage of the average human life. It is a time of change, growth, and self-discovery. However, it is also a time of confusion, insecurity, and peer pressure. As adolescents, we struggle to find our identity and place in the world. This realization can be painful, but it can also teach us the importance of self-acceptance and resilience. Adulthood is the fourth stage of the average human life. It is a time of responsibility, productivity, and achievement. However, it is also a time of stress, pressure, and burnout. As adults, we strive to balance our personal and professional lives, to provide for our loved ones, and to achieve our goals. This realization can be painful, but it can also teach us the importance of balance, mindfulness, and self-care. Old age is the fifth and final stage of the average human life. It is a time of reflection, wisdom, and completion. However, it is also a time of decline, loss, and loneliness. As we grow older, we face physical and mental challenges that can limit our independence and quality of life. This realization can be painful, but it can also teach us the importance of acceptance, gratitude, and spiritual growth. The realization of the average human life is a painful truth, but it is also a powerful reminder of the importance of living mindfully and making the most of our time here. It encourages us to focus on what truly matters: love, compassion, and spiritual growth, and to let go of trivial pursuits that do not contribute to our inner peace and happiness. It teaches us to cherish each moment, to appreciate each stage of our life, and to prepare for our inevitable death with dignity and grace. The realization of the average human life is a fundamental truth in Buddhism that can bring us great wisdom and peace. By understanding the impermanence of our existence and the inevitability of death, we can learn to live more mindfully, more compassionately, and more fully. We can learn to cherish each moment, to appreciate each stage of our life, and to prepare for our inevitable death with dignity and grace. Step 2. Self-creation. The Buddhist philosophy of self-creation is rooted in the principle of karma, which is often misunderstood as a system of reward and punishment. However, karma is simply the law of cause and effect. It states that every action has a consequence, and that we are responsible for the outcomes of our actions. This principle extends beyond our physical actions to include our thoughts and words. Every thought we entertain, every word we speak, and every action we take contributes to our reality. The realization of self-creation can be painful because it challenges our tendency to blame external circumstances or other people for our problems. It forces us to confront our own role in creating our reality, whether it's a reality filled with suffering or happiness. However, this realization is also empowering. It means that we have the power to change our lives. If we are unhappy with our current reality, we can change it by changing our thoughts, words, and actions. To illustrate this concept, let's consider the story of Angulimala, a notorious bandit who turned into a saintly monk under the guidance of the Buddha. Angulimala's transformation is a powerful testament to the principle of self-creation. Despite his violent past, Angulimala was able to change his reality by changing his thoughts, words, and actions. He replaced his violent thoughts with thoughts of compassion, his harsh words with kind words, and his harmful actions with helpful actions. As a result, he was able to transform his life and achieve spiritual liberation. The principle of self-creation also emphasizes the importance of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present and aware of our thoughts, words, and actions. It allows us to observe our mind and behavior without judgment, giving us the opportunity to make conscious choices that align with our values and goals. By practicing mindfulness, we can cultivate positive thoughts, words, and actions, and create a reality that reflects our true nature. The realization of self-creation is a painful truth that can be hard to accept, but it is also a powerful tool for transformation. By understanding that we are the creators of our own reality, we can take responsibility for our lives, cultivate positive thoughts, words, and actions, and create a reality that reflects our true nature. Step 3. Failure and success. In the teachings of Buddhism, the concept of failure and success is deeply intertwined with the understanding of impermanence and the middle way. It is a painful truth that challenges our societal norms and personal expectations, pushing us to look beyond the surface and delve deeper into the nature of our experiences. Failure and success are not absolute, but relative terms. They are not fixed states, but dynamic processes. They are not ends in themselves, but means to an end. In Buddhism, this end is not material wealth or social status, but spiritual growth and enlightenment. The first aspect of this truth is the impermanence of failure and success. In the grand scheme of life, both failure and success are temporary. They come and go like the tides, ebbing and flowing in response to a multitude of factors. When we succeed, we tend to feel elated and invincible. We bask in the glow of our achievements and revel in the recognition we receive. However, this feeling is fleeting. Sooner or later, we will encounter another challenge, another obstacle, another opportunity for failure. When we fail, we tend to feel deflated and defeated. We wallow in the depths of our despair and dwell on our shortcomings. However, this feeling is also fleeting. Sooner or later, we will have another chance, another opportunity, another possibility for success. The impermanence of failure and success teaches us to not become too attached to either state. It encourages us to maintain a balanced perspective, to appreciate our successes without becoming arrogant, and to learn from our failures without becoming discouraged. The second aspect of this truth is the middle way between failure and success. In Buddhism, the middle way is a path of moderation, a balance between extremes. It is not a static position, but a dynamic equilibrium that adjusts to changing circumstances. When it comes to failure and success, the middle way is a path of humility and resilience. It is a balance between overconfidence and self-doubt, between complacency and despair. We should not let our successes inflate our egos or make us complacent. We should remain humble, recognizing that our achievements are not solely our own, but the result of countless factors and conditions. We should continue to strive for improvement, not resting on our laurels, but using our successes as stepping stones for further growth. The third aspect of this truth is the spiritual significance of failure and success. Failure and success are not just external events, but internal processes. They are not just about what happens to us, but about how we respond. When we fail, we have an opportunity to practice patience, humility, and resilience. We can learn to accept our limitations, to let go of our pride, and to persevere in the face of adversity. We can use our failures as a mirror, reflecting our areas for growth and improvement. When we succeed, we have an opportunity to practice gratitude, compassion, and humility. We can learn to appreciate our blessings, to share our success with others, and to remain grounded in the face of recognition. We can use our successes as a platform, not for self-aggrandizement, but for serving others and contributing to the greater good. The spiritual significance of failure and success teaches us to not measure our worth by external standards, but by our inner growth. It encourages us to not seek success for its own sake, but as a means to contribute to the well-being of all sentient beings. The painful truth of failure and success in Buddhism is a profound lesson in impermanence, balance, and spiritual growth. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to embrace both failure and success as part of our journey, and to use both as opportunities for learning, growth, and enlightenment. Step 4. Incompatibility. Incompatibility is a painful truth that we often encounter in our relationships with others. It is the realization that, despite our best efforts, we may not always see eye to eye with the people around us. This can be a source of great frustration and sadness, especially when it involves people we care deeply about. Incompatibility does not mean that there is something inherently wrong with us or the other person. It simply means that we are different, and that our differences can sometimes create conflicts or misunderstandings. These differences can be in terms of our values, beliefs, personalities, lifestyles, or goals. For example, a person who values independence and freedom may find it difficult to get along with a person who values stability and security. A person who is outgoing and sociable may find it hard to connect with a person who is introverted and reserved. Incompatibility can often be mitigated through open and honest communication. When we communicate openly and honestly, we can express our needs, desires, and perspectives clearly, and we can understand the other person's needs, desires, and perspectives as well. This can help to reduce misunderstandings and conflicts, and it can foster mutual respect and understanding. One of the main reasons why incompatibility is painful is because of our attachment to the relationship. We may be attached to the idea of being in a relationship, to the person we are in a relationship with, or to the way we think the relationship should be. This attachment can cause us to cling to the relationship, even when it is not beneficial for our spiritual growth. Letting go of attachment does not mean that we should not care about the relationship or the person. It means that we should not let our attachment cloud our judgment or prevent us from making decisions that are in our best interest. Incompatibility can also be an opportunity to embrace solitude. In Buddhism, solitude is seen as a valuable tool for spiritual growth. It allows us to reflect on our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and it helps us to cultivate inner peace and happiness. Embracing solitude does not mean that we should isolate ourselves from others or avoid relationships altogether. It means that we should value and make time for solitude, and that we should not depend on others for our happiness. Incompatibility is a painful truth that we need to realize. It teaches us to respect our own and others' individuality, to communicate openly and honestly, to let go of attachment, and to embrace solitude. By realizing this truth, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the people around us, and we can move closer to achieving inner peace and happiness. Step 5. Constant change. The reality of constant change is evident all around us. Seasons change, day turns into night, and life begins and ends. Our bodies, too, are in a constant state of change. Cells die and are replaced, we age, and our physical appearance alters over time. Yet, despite this obvious evidence, we often cling to the illusion of permanence. We seek stability in our relationships, our careers, and our lives, and we resist change because it makes us feel uncertain and uncomfortable. The realization of constant change can also be a source of comfort and hope. It means that nothing is permanent, including our suffering. No matter how difficult our circumstances may be, they will eventually change. This understanding can give us the strength to endure hardships and to keep moving forward, knowing that better days are ahead. The truth of constant change also teaches us the importance of adaptability. In a world that is constantly evolving, the ability to adapt is crucial for our survival and well-being. This means being open to new ideas, willing to learn, and flexible in our thinking and actions. It means not being rigidly attached to our beliefs and expectations, but being willing to change and grow as circumstances require. The realization of constant change can also foster a sense of gratitude and appreciation. When we understand that everything is temporary, we learn to cherish the present moment and to appreciate the people and things in our lives. We realize that every moment is a precious gift, and we strive to make the most of it. The truth of constant change also reminds us of our own potential for growth and transformation. Just as a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, we too have the capacity to change and evolve. We are not static beings, but dynamic and ever-changing. This realization can inspire us to strive for self-improvement and to become the best version of ourselves. It's important to note that accepting the truth of constant change does not mean passively accepting the status quo or giving up on our goals and dreams. Rather, it means acknowledging the reality of change and using it as a catalyst for growth and transformation. It means embracing change as an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to make a positive impact in the world. The realization of constant change is a painful truth, but it is also a liberating one. It challenges our attachments, our expectations, and our fears, and it encourages us to embrace the present moment, to adapt to new circumstances, and to find peace in the impermanence of life. So let us embrace this truth, not as a source of fear or despair, but as an opportunity for growth, transformation, and enlightenment. These 5 painful truths, the average human life, self-creation, failure and success, incompatibility, and constant change, are not meant to discourage us, but to awaken us. They are not meant to make us cynical, but to make us wise. They are not meant to make us fearful, but to make us brave. By realizing these truths, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us, and we can move closer to achieving inner peace and happiness.